Hello, Potato. It is now December, at least when I am it is. When you are, I don't know. But that means it is time to do that greatest of holiday traditions. No, not advent calendars, although there'll be one of those coming out today as well. But no, today it is time to finally set up the LEGO Winter Village, which means we must build the new addition to the LEGO Winter Village, which is this year, Kit 10339, Santa's Post Office, part of the Winter Village collection. It's 1,440 pieces, ages 18 and above, not because I think there's anything age inappropriate about it, just because the Winter Village collection is geared more towards adults than kids, despite the fact they do sometimes have some play features in there. Now this kit is for 1 to 2 players, which is why they show 3 people in the little image. And you know, it's because there will be multiple builds in here. There'll be the house, but then these things will probably have their own book or booklets. So, you know, if you have that annoying cousin or niece or nephew or little sibling who just won't leave you alone, you can give them that to work on while you work on the big house. Or, you know, just make like a little family tradition of building the Winter Village together. So, of course, this year we did see the addition of these really, really hideous warning labels on everything from LEGO that has batteries in it. And I get why they're there. Somebody's kid ate a battery and probably died, or at least got very, very, very ill from it. But I really do feel like the people who need to see these warnings are the ones least likely to heed them anyways. And it really just, it doesn't do any favors at the front of the box. Now, the back of the box does look a lot better. Of course, it doesn't have the name back here, but you get a good idea of what is going to be in here. Because there's our light brick. It's going to be for the hot air balloon. But we have another Santa, because I need another Santa. We've got some more elves, which, you know, I've only got like 50 or 60 of those. And we've got the post office. Now, this will be another kind of what I call a fantasy set. I kind of divvy up the Winter Village sets into 2 different categories. There's like the Winter Village itself, and there's these fantasy sets like Santa's Workshop, like the Elf Bunkhouse, like the Gingerbread House. These are buildings that are not part of the Winter Village, and for me they go in the park and are part of the big Meet Santa experience. If this town has a very extravagant Meet Santa area, and I'm figuring this will either go along the side next to the queue to Meet Santa, or possibly I'll move the Elf Bunkhouse over to the side and put this back next to the workshop. Haven't totally decided yet, but I will say the Winter Village table, even with the bigger space I had last year and still have this year, is pretty full, and I'm not sure that I won't have to sacrifice something, or at least maybe shrink down the food market area. I don't know. I feel like space is becoming a premium. And I've got, other than the original Winter Village set, Kit 10199, the original Winter Toy Shop, before it was even called Winter Village, it was called Winter Toy Shop. I have all of them. And they did release the Winter Toy Shop again in, I think, around 2015, with some minor upgrades, mostly like different decals. And I do have that version, so I don't actually have any gaps in my collection. I just don't have the original one, which means I would have started probably in, I think, 2011 or 2012 with these, because I think there were 3 kits available when I started, with only the Toy Shop having actually been retired. But given that they've been doing this since 2009, they've had a new one every year except for the 1 year where they did do a reprint. That's, 15 sets now? And that's not counting any other things I may have added in that weren't necessarily Winter Village specific, stuff from advent calendars, stuff from promo kits. I know some people have put some like Harry Potter, like Shrieking Shack and Hogsmeade stuff in there, and I like the idea of putting some of the Hogsmeade buildings in there, but I don't have room. I don't have space for any extra buildings, so I have never pulled the trigger on that. But one of the things that I'm looking for the most on this is I do like the hot air balloon. I think it looks really nice. The rest of it, I mean, it's all like the Winter Village stuff tends to be, a little facade-y. There's not a lot of depth. Not as bad as, I think the worst one, probably my least favorite, certainly my least favorite of the non-fantasy sets, would be from a couple years ago, was the Holiday High Street or Holiday Main Street, depending on where you are. Just because they gave you 2 buildings, which was kind of cool, but one of them was a toy shop. They've already done 2 toy shops. Technically it was the same toy shop twice, but they've already done toy shops. You didn't need another toy shop. But 2, they were two very shallow buildings. They were like only like 4 or 5 bricks deep. And this, honestly, this doesn't look like it's going to be much deeper than that either. It's like about 4 bricks deep as well. So I may have an issue with that. But it may also make it fit off to like one side or up against a hill or something a little bit easier. But yeah, I didn't really like the hull. I liked the trolley in it, although I converted it to have tires because I've already got a train. I don't need a trolley on tracks as well. So I made it one of those like buses you see like sometimes at the state fair that look like trolleys, but they drive you around to your car. And I converted the toy shop in it into a Lego shop just because I already had a toy shop. But that's not what this is about. Today's about the new one. The 1,440 pieces of Santa's Post Office. Yeah, so we have 4 elves, a Santa. No more Mrs. Claus. I don't think we've had Mrs. Claus since the Santa's Workshop kit. We get a new Santa, it seems like every couple years, but no more Mrs. Clauses. Now for me, I don't know what I'm going to do with this Santa. I've already got 2 Santas in the village. There is the photo shoot Santa, is the one that came with the big sleigh, which was kit 40499. He is our picture Santa. And then I have the Santa that came with the Santa's Visit set, kit 10293, and that is the real Santa. He's the one that is the actual Santa delivering presents. So yeah, this Santa will probably just go into storage with the rest of the Santas. I really wish I had somewhere to put the Lego store this year had the Buildable minifigures. They had like a surfing Santa, and I kind of wish I had somewhere to put him, but I don't. It's a cool looking little figure. It's definitely a unique Santa, but yeah, I have no place for him, sadly. I'm glad I have him, but I have no place for him. I think this is a bigger box. Where it was last year's box this thick, I feel like they aren't usually as thick as all this. It's still a thumb punch box though. And I'm wondering if that's because, and I was gonna say, I'm thinking maybe it's because of the balloon pieces there, but they can't possibly be that big to require what I'm pretty sure is like a double wide box here. I think I've gotten like modular buildings that weren't in boxes this wide. To be fair, they were a lot taller. So what are we looking at here? Looking at least 10 sets of bags here. Sounds like a big chunky book, which means hopefully it's not folded, so that's always nice. All right, let's get everything out of here. Oh, what is this? Are this battery warnings? This is the battery warning, isn't it? On the thinnest paper possible. This is like Christmas cracker crown thin paper. Yep, it's battery warnings. Don't eat your Legos, you'll be fine. All right. So I was right, multiple books. All right. Box is empty. I don't have room on the table for the box this year. It'll have to go to the side. So yeah, it's kind of what I expected. We do have 2 booklets here. So yeah, you can put that little pesky little kid to work building the sorting machine and the tree. Kind of thought the balloon would be in there too. While you can tackle the big one. It's not folded up, which is nice. So yeah, that's so which one are we supposed to do first? Oh, those words. Welcome to the North Pole, Santa's favorite time of year at the North Pole Post Office. Cheerful season's greetings are pouring in from around the world, and his favorite reply is to sprinkle holiday cheer wherever he goes. Now that he's here with you, you can help gather all the elves, kids, and grown-ups in your house. Enjoy the fun of building together. Happy holidays to all. I mean, it's for 2 players. If all the grown-ups and elves in your house equal more than 2, then you're going to have an issue. It's only 2 books. I mean, I guess someone could bring it up on their tablet and build stuff. But yeah, that's the idea. You can build it with the little one in your family. So it looks like we are meant to build the little booklet first, probably why the QR code is on that. Because this starts with bag number 3. Well, one nice thing, each bag is only a single bag. I mean, there's like little bags in the bags for the little bits, but there's not like 3 bag 3 kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. There are, what was 10, right? Yeah, there's a total of 10 bags, 10 sections of this to do. Sections 1 and 2 do appear to be this, and of course we do get another brick separator to go with our collection, so that's nice. and then the rest will be the actual main building. I think it's about to take a couple hours for me to build, so I'm thinking maybe 5 minutes or so of fast forward time. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about it right now, any more blathering to do about Lego Winter Village stuff. So I guess just put on some holiday music and get into the fast forward. All right, that is LEGO Kit 10339, Santa's Post Office, part of the LEGO's Icon Collection, part of the Winter Village Collection, all put together. And it did take a little longer than I thought it was going to, but it's together now. So let us take a look at it. First off, there's lots of little bits to put around your Winter Village. You got another tree, of course. Every set has to come with a tree. We've got a directory sign, which unfortunately does kind of dictate where the Elf Clubhouse and the workshop need to be in relation to the sign. So I guess they're basically going to stay where they are, and the post office will have to go off to the side where I was gonna put the clubhouse. Looking at it, I do like this better than the clubhouse, but oh well, it is what it is. We have some elves. Weirdly, some have multiple faces and some don't, despite the fact that their hats do not cover the back of their head fully. But yeah, this one has a shocked face and a happy face, which I think is actually the same head on our pilot here, because I think that's the same shocked face, right? Yeah, these two have the same head. I don't know if that's intentional, but they do have the same elf head, and I've just lost his hat. Oh, here it is. Let's try to put that on again. There we go, the right way around. So yeah, that doesn't cover the back of his head fully. It's weird. Normally they don't do double faces on the ones that the backs of the heads aren't covered. And I think that's the only elf that has, or these two are the only ones that have double heads, because yeah, this one only has the one smiling face, and our little air traffic controller here only has the little glasses face. Also, I like the little, I haven't seen these pieces before. I'm sure they're used in other things, but they're kind of cool. And we're using them here to direct traffic. And aside from our elves, we also have a couple mail carts or package carts. More places to put all the little packages and stuff I've accumulated over the years from advent calendars and other holiday Winter Village sets. We have a little sorting device. I don't know if it's supposed to be for like naughty or nice or what it is, but you can drop stuff in and sort it one way or the other. I don't know how much. I guess you could sort it into the cart, because there's a green cart and a red cart. So I guess if you want stuff to go in the red cart and then stuff you want to go in the green cart, you could do that. So I mentioned in the beginning of this that there are play features in these, despite them being for 18 and up. That's a play feature. That's not really something you're going to use in a display. That is for playing with. Also, I love that we have a little seal. I love the seal. I'm not quite sure why we're pulling letters out of a fishing hole for ice fishing. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that particular piece. The seal may go in somewhere, but I'm not sure that piece is going to. And of course, it wouldn't be a North Pole set without old Saint Nick himself, who is back here while the elves do all the work, just chilling out in his chair by the fire. And nothing particularly, I don't know, fascinating. He's fine. He's a perfectly normal Santa. I don't think there's anything that sets him apart from any of the past ones, though. He also only has the one face. I'm not going to bother pulling the face off. He has the beard, something that's, I think, fairly standard for bearded characters to only have the one face. And then there are a number of pieces in here that are not meant to be nailed down to anything, like letters. This cup will just kind of sit under the coffee maker. I do like the coffee maker. It's kind of a little espresso machine vibe to it. Something one of us picks up safely. Yeah, it's supposed to just sit there. Nothing holding it down. You know how much I love things that aren't fastened down. Got some packages here. And I assume this is actually meant to go. I don't think it shows it in the instructions. I didn't see it in the instructions in any case. But that's what it's meant to go for, like, play feature. And it's not going to work for me yet. So this may not even end up in the display. But you would drop your, say you offload your letters out of the hot air balloon, which does, again, play features. We do have an offloading little bin here. And see, it put it to the green side and to go into that one instead. But also, stuff can come in from up here and go sorted the same way. So Not totally sure what this is. I mean, you can put an elf up there, obviously, and deal with some incoming mail that way. But yeah, this is clearly where this is meant to go. I don't see it in the instructions. But yeah, it's clearly meant to go here. It's even got a specific spot to dock it onto right there. But yeah, stuff's not nailed down. It's stuff I don't particularly like in Lego sets because it's gonna get separated in storage. It's gonna get knocked about when moving things around. Just not a big fan of that. What was supposed to go there? That wasn't supposed to just be empty like that, was it? Did I knock something off? That's another issue I'm having here with this particular set is just knocking stuff off all over the place. Well, you know what? We'll just put a letter there for now. It's part of the mail that he's going through, and I'll sort that out later on. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be a letter that sits right there that I've missed or put somewhere else. But we'll put that there for now. It's probably one of these ones up in the I put up in the balloon there. So looking at the set as a whole, I love the hot air balloon. That's very well done. First thing, this is one of those sets that you can't touch it anywhere. Now, I was putting it together, I really liked these little trees here. They used the kind of typical green cones. Bring it closer to the camera so you can see it. If I can pick it up. And there goes stuff falling out. Yeah, little green cones with the unicorn horns on top to be the snow. But they have the issue that I run into a lot with the kind of display sets, is that they prevent there being places to easily pick it up. I keep knocking them off over here and over here when I try to pick the set up. The snowman pops off very easily. This is definitely not a set for people with big rock biter hands for those reasons. Also, things to criticize while I'm criticizing. This is more of just an architectural thing. I don't like it. They did it on, I think the gingerbread house had this too. This fireplace that goes on the inside and the outside. What a horrible design. If that fire is not going, the inside of the house is just going to get freezing cold, or inside of the post office. Why does Santa have a den in the post office and not in the workshop? I think he has one in the workshop. That's a weird place that guys like just wants to get away from Mrs. Claus for a while. He goes and hangs out in the workshop. That's actually seems kind of weird to me. Not sure why that's there. But yeah, I don't like these fireplaces. I think just in the reality that they're building, they don't work. I mean, I suppose it's kind of cool, but who wants a fireplace that, if it's turned off, anybody can break into the post office. Anybody, the cold gets in if that's on it. It's clearly snowing, and just I don't care for that. I don't like that design feature. Also, none of the roofs are like fastened down. They're all just kind of sitting there. I feel like those are going to be issues again when I'm moving it around, getting it all into place. I'm going to have issues with the roofs falling off. I'm going to have issues with knocking these little trees on the side off and the snowman off, and just no place to grab this easily, which is an issue I frequently have with these because, again, rock biter hands. Of course, also that issue following instructions. I like the designs of the roof. I had trouble with particularly that one because I missed one step in the instructions. I reversed it and it wouldn't fit back together. I'm sure you could see probably about 30 seconds of a fast forward of me trying to get this piece together before I finally realized I had reversed one of the steps and had to fix it. Once I did that, it fit together perfectly. And I similarly had an issue where I'd missed a piece in our hot air balloon. There's a clear rod that goes down the center here that helps the light glow create that kind of burning hot air balloon, and you trigger it by pushing this little rapier sticking out of the top. But I like the balloon. I think it looks really nice. I probably can figure out a way to make it actually be up off of the landing pad there, so it looks like it's flying above the village a little bit. Not 100% sure I'm going to do that. I have ideas, but I'm not 100% sure at this point, but I will work it out as I'm setting up the village, which I'm probably going to start doing shortly after I edit this video. Yeah, it's a nice addition. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the fantasy ones. I would like to see more stuff for the village proper, less stuff for Santa's North Pole area. At this point, there are so many, I think there's like 4 or 5 of these North Pole sets now. It would almost make sense to do a separate display of the North Pole from the Winter Village, because it's really, we've created this whole kind of second area now with all these builds that don't really fit into the village proper. But as far as the fantasy sets go, this is probably my second or third favorite. I definitely like it better than the Elf Clubhouse. I didn't really care for that kit at all. I think I like it better than the Gingerbread House. Gingerbread House was a nice design, but it's kind of set in a weird reality of giant human-sized gingerbread men with hot chocolate bathtubs, and it's just kind of a weird set. But it goes in nicely with the workshop, to be sure. And I think being narrow, it will, since again, this sign dictates that the clubhouse must be on this side of the workshop, which means that, I suppose this sign should indicate that this should be in between them, but that's not going to happen because the workshop I think was sort of at an angle, so it kind of has to stay in a corner. So this sign, would just be for the mailbox that's here. And yet another mailbox for the Winter Village. Lots of mailboxes in the Winter Village. But it's a cute build. Of course, I will say, can't go without saying, I don't like the No Good Very Bad. Should not be used children's legs. They should use the McAllister legs, the ones that bend. But it is what it is. It's been done. Can't undo it. But I am never a fan of the unposable legs. Still, nice addition to the Winter Village. I really like the balloon. I think that is probably the star of this whole set. I like that I do like the little play feature. It's not something I'm going to use, but it's cute that it's there. I guess, to let the little kid that helped you build it, the one shown right here, let them have a little fun before you set the village up and tell them not to touch it again. Yeah, that's this year's main addition to the Winter Village done. There is also the post truck that goes with this. That was surprisingly not a gift with purchase set, but actually just you could purchase it set. And we'll do that before Christmas. I'm gonna build it probably shortly, but that video won't come out for a couple weeks probably. But it'll come out for holidays. But that does wrap this up. Yep, it's not perfect, but I really like the balloon. The play features are kind of well done. The ramps work, which is nice. The little sorting machine is interesting. And more just little odds and ends to go into Santa's workshop area of my Winter Village. But what do you think? Have you built this kit yourself? What do you think of it? How do you think it compares to the rest of the Winter Village, to both the North Pole stuff and to the Winter Village as a whole? Let me know in the comments below. But I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.